So,
Right, and so what I had was that provision would be amended to indicate, that they would be required to have monthly meetings, and that their meeting times would have to be approved by the, city council.
actually, it would not have.
Would not.
I'm sorry,
Would not. Would not.
I'm sorry, that's what I had.
It's not in conflict.
Okay.
And then the other one I have is section 4C, which states the extent that the board under ordinance number 2296 purported to establish any personal policy for pay salaries for employees outside of this policy in the case of established by the city. Such actions exceeded that authority granted to the board under ordinance 2296 because it does not serve to the future legislation.
That's correct.
I'm not sure I understand that last part. What?
Basically, we're not going to change pay scales for the existing employees as a result of this.
Well-
ordinance, right?
Well, basically, it just, this here, because obviously it was a fiction, correct, that those pay scales were established in the first place.
Mhm.
So this just reverts the,
The reason why I included that was, that language was so that, anyone who had dealt with EUB in the past under the authority of 2296, which appears to give them authority to engage in that, specific action, that this new ordinance would make very clear to anyone going forward that they do not have that authority, and that they did not have that authority back to the time under Kansas law. It doesn't have any real legal effect. That's already covered elsewhere in the ordinance. It's just kind of putting people on notice of the fact that they were acting without legal authority.
but we had agreed to omit that sentence in the meeting on
We did?
the 18th. Yes, we did.
There was a consensus to do.
There was a
so.
consensus.
So, but really, that's more of a, like you said, a warning. Doesn't change the fact that they acted illegally.
That's right.
And if anybody wanted to make a big deal of it, they could.
And this one changed, and that's why I asked it to be struck,
Any other
because this
employee-
is business moving forward, and it really doesn't serve to the piece of the past.
Right, so any current or former employee could say that, could make a case out of the fact that they weren't.
Do that no matter what.
This won't change that.
Okay.
It won't change that.
We'll change it.
Why did you think it was important to put that in there, though?
I put that in there a couple of times, on a couple of different issues, to make very clear that prior authority that had been granted to the board, and prior action that had been exercised by the board was not consistent with Kansas law, and therefore would not be enforceable.
Are you okay with removing that then?
It's fine. I mean, it doesn't have any legal effect. I just was trying to make it very clear where everyone's legal rights stood.
Okay. So those are three or four things? Was it three?
And the fourth, the other part was that, stated that you would have a section 6 with a, summary stating that ordinance number 2296 was repealed.
And I still seconded the motion
Okay.
with the amended changes.
So, motion, Harrison, second, Podovich, that we, pass ordinance 2438 with the amended changes. Any other questions or comments? Roberts?
Yes.
Freeman? No. Podovich?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Shute?
No.
Ordinance number 2438 passes. And that, unless there are other questions or comments from council members or staff to council members, that concludes the business for this evening.
I make a motion to
I'd
adjourn.
entertain a motion.
I actually do have a question.
Oh,
I'm
certainly.
sorry.
Go ahead.
So, and I know the EUB members and more importantly, the employees are kind of aware of what's going on, but what are the next steps as far as sitting down with Bill, sitting down with the employees, and making sure that they understand the changes as far as relationships and responsibilities.
I think that's really key, because it
Yeah, I
changes
mean,
the dynamic completely, and the seat at the table and other issues that this hopes to resolve, I think, needs to take place as quickly as possible with as much clarity as possible.
Okay.
And then it'll be the business of the city administrator and human resources.
Yep.
And my guess is that you guys will be right on that, right?
Yes, we will.
Anybody else? Councilman Shute made a motion,
Second.
motion Shute, second Harrison, that we adjourn. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We are adjourned. Anybody say anything about the figure game? Hey, you again? That's all right, I don't have to look at the text.
I think I wouldn't even.